This is my very first review of a homebrew game. There are a lot of people out there that make homebrew games for various consoles. You see a lot of it with like the Atari Jaguar, and I believe there's a Sega CD game, homebrew Sonic game. I might have to give that a download, seeing as Sonic CD is my favorite. But this is Primitive Nightmare. A fellow YouTuber, Nathan Allen, someone that I see post a lot on the Atari Age forums, he had a quick video of this with, where to go to download it, and I will provide you with that link as well. And it's a very old school arcade type game, and it's actually a lot of fun. The more I play it, the more I like it. There is one criticism, constructive criticism I have for this game. There's just one little flaw that I think if they address this issue, it would make for a much more enjoyable experience. It's nothing major, it's nothing game-breaking, but it would really help. And the most interesting thing about this is it's an arcade-style shooter. So think of your Galagas and Space Invaders, something along those lines. But you have limited ammunition, which at first I kind of like, oh, this sucks, so I'm just trying to blast all this crap out of the sky. But it makes for a better game, honestly. And now, I actually really like this music. So basically, there's falling shapes. You blast them, and then there's those little white pods. And there's also other little color pods. If you watched the intro, it explains what everything is. And the complaint I have is, you see that little red pod and that whatever color that shield pod is? There's a little purple pod for a speed boost. That tractor beam that's pulling in those white pods doesn't work on any of the other pods. It only brings in the point pods. And honestly, I'm the type of guy that I really don't care about a high score. And this doesn't even save a high score to your VMU as far as I've been able to figure. There's no way to save your high score, so there's really no reason to give a shit about one. So, a lot of the time I found that I couldn't get my way through the enemies over to where the extra blaster pod is falling. And I found that a lot. Like, whenever a blaster pod pops up, like 7 out of 10 times it's impossible to get to, or you can't get to it because you ran out of blaster ammo. So if you were able to use that little tractor beam to rope in the speed boost and the ammo and shield power-ups, it would be extremely useful. So basically that tractor beam is only useful if you give a shit about your high score. And like I said, I'm personally, it's just a number to me. I don't care. And, I mean, there's even less incentive to care about a high score because you can't even save it to your VMU, so there's really zero incentive to care about a high score. And you have to go through different waves of enemies. The highest I've gotten to that I can remember off the top of my head is like 22 or 23. And I do record the game that long. And in these survival waves, I always find myself, I almost make it, but I don't. They'll be like, just almost all the way through it, and then I get blown up. Not this, yeah, just like what happened right there. If I managed to not, hit that one little circle, I would have been fine. Now, under your score in the top left corner, there are 4 circles. Now, if you manage to hit that UFO that goes by every now and then, it will drop a triangle with an L in it, and that's for leveling up. When you get 4 L's and reach the next level, your blaster will shoot in a 3-way direction, sort of fanning out, and that's very helpful. It only counts as 1 shot, so it's very helpful with your limited ammo, and it shoots at an angle which, once you get down the exact angle it shoots at is also very helpful. You can use the analog stick with it, but trying to use the analog stick is way too slippery in this game. So I stick with the D-pad, it's a lot more accurate. And I do like the music used in this game. I just wish that little tractor beam worked on the other differently colored pods too. It'd be like a million times better if you could use that to get the speed upgrades and blaster ammo. And there's some pretty kick-ass music in this game. It definitely stood out while I was in the heat of the game. So, this is the kind of game where personally look at all these falling green squares. I mean, you gotta pay attention to what's going on and, really be in the zone if you want to kick ass at this game. So if the music stands out while you're, completely focused, it must mean it's pretty, good. Or possibly really bad. I happen to think it's really good. This is actually the second time I ever played the game. I fired it up before recording just to see what it's like and, get the basics down. And since then, I have been playing it and enjoying it. It's a really fun game if you like this type of thing. The only thing I can really think of is it's kind of like a cross between Galaga, or Space Invaders maybe, and Tempest 2000, because your graphics are kind of wireframe, space shooter thing going on. And so if you like any of those games, if you like Atari games, like, Galaga and Space Invaders and Asteroids, or if you like Tempest 2000, this is probably something you should download and burn. And it's a free game, so you can't go wrong with that. It's one of those things where, it's a free game, you're only out a couple minutes and a CDR if you don't like it. So if you have a Dreamcast, definitely give this a shot. You might be surprised. I'm actually going to go back to the website and either link them to this review or just tell them about, that tractor beam really should be able to rope in those extra blaster ammos. Yeah, and occasionally you get a seizure-inducing warp power-up that blasts you ahead 3 levels, or 3 waves. And see, that's frustrating. You run out of ammo, and then there's like 5,000 of those UFOs buzzing the skies. I like the way the, I guess, planet's surface looks. Kind of that, very interesting horizon. I think it looks very cool. But at first I really didn't like the limited ammo, but after subsequent playthroughs, it really adds to the game. So you really got to save your ammo, know when to use it and when to just dodge. Basically, if you think you can dodge the enemies, just dodge them. Save those blasts for the survival levels. I still haven't managed to get through a single one of those survival levels. I always die at the very end. Like, I'll get hit, blow up, and then there's like 2 ships. I'm like, well, crap. I almost made it again. I'm sure eventually I'll get decent at this game. I'm not sure if there's any ending or if there's just an infinite amount of waves. So I definitely give this game a Mondo pull. This is Fuseki Games' first outing, and it's a very solid title. If they make a sequel or an update, like I said, fix that tractor beam, which I think is a very interesting concept. It's just that, come on, seriously, it only works with the point boosters. But, very, very fun game. I can't imagine anyone really not liking it. Yeah, finally got to level up. Once you get 4 of those to upgrade your blaster. I have no idea what happens if you further level up your weapon. I just know that the first time you get 4 L+ triangles, it ups your blaster into shooting a little 3-way shot, which is awesome. Yeah, so everybody in the sidebar, follow that link, download this game. I'm going to duck out. I am done with this review, but there's still several minutes of gameplay left, if you're interested. And that's it. Please rate, comment if you haven't, subscribe. If you subscribe now, it still counts as 1 mile towards my Desert Bus Challenge. As always, I've got more videos and reviews on the way, so please stick around.